So people were getting word that I was doing an app. So people would come to me all the time. Hey, I have this app idea. I want to do this. I want to do that. Can you like give me some advice on how to do this? So after doing my research on trying to develop apps, I realized that typical app development is between 50,000 up to like $500,000, depending on like how complicated your platform is going to be.
That's real.
So when I would tell people this, you would see their dreams shatter almost instantly.
They were like, actually.
So after like seeing the 20th person just see their dreams just shatter when I tell them that, I was like, there has to be like an easier way to put this together or to like develop apps.
What's good, you guys? Bruce Hamilton is in the building.
What's up, guys?
Hey. He's the founder of Wing Zero, a company that encompasses several tech brands, but today we're going to focus on his company Doly, a powerful mobile app builder for iOS and Android that allows you to create your own app in minutes with no coding needed.
That sounds so like fancy. I never looked at it that way.
Hey, so how are you? What's going on?
I'm doing good. Life has been really great since my transition to tech like 2 years ago.
Okay.
But no, since the launch of Doly, everything's just taken off since then.
Tell me about.
I really can't complain.
I'm not mad at that. Tell me about your transition. What was your background like before and now with it being in tech?
So before I worked in the music industry, that was like my
Me
lifelong
too.
dream.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about this. This is
Well, I'm
fun.
sure we got some stories.
Especially
over the weekend, we got stories.
So tell me about all that.
So I've always wanted to work in the music industry since I was like a kid. I went to Florida State, studied history, started interning at the local radio station. I believe it was like 102.3, Blazing 102.3. Started out as like a promotions intern, worked my way up to like reading the news on the radio, doing board operating. And I realized I didn't want to do radio because like the transition was like very slow. You'd have to like, someone has to die or get fired for you to get promoted. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that.
You're like plotting somebody's death in the back.
I know, right? That's kind of how it works. So I realized I didn't want to do that, but then I discovered kind of the A&R position. I realized I was actually doing that with my friends, just like finding talent super, super early, just telling all my friends like, yo, you got to check this guy out. I remember when I was like, when Wiz first came out, this is back when he dropped like the Prince of the City mixtapes.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, yo, this dude's gonna blow up. And everybody was like, nah. I'm like, no, just wait. And sure enough, he's like one of the hottest hip hop artists. I was like, all right, clearly I got an ear for talent like that. So I went to Full Sail and Full Sail University in Orlando, got a degree in music business.
Okay.
And while I was there, I was doing some internships at record labels and did a Kickstarter campaign, was managing an artist, raised $10,000 on a Kickstarter, used that money to fund for recording of an album, then did a tour, booked dates from Orlando up to Montreal, back down to New Orleans, and realized that was what I wanted to do. So now I got a job from literally the week after I graduated from Live Nation, which brought me out to LA to be social media coordinator. Got to Live Nation. In 2 days, I was like, I hate this.
Like, actually?
I hated it. But then I got lucky because then I got a call from Epic Records my first day at Live Nation. And luckily, Epic and Live Nation, they were like 5 minutes away from each other in Beverly Hills. So I went, did my interview there. They loved me, and it was like, yo, we want you to come over here. So then I left Live Nation, was at Epic for about 2 years, was an A&R scout, I was blessed to work with some amazing talent like Travis Scott and Fifth Harmony.
Dope.
And then I left that, decided I wanted to do a talent management company because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So I wanted to do a talent management company and just have my own thing. I did that for 2 years, managing artists, and then realized I wanted to do something different. And I had this epiphany. Like, I'm 32 now, but at 30, I had this epiphany. I was like, I wanted to show the world that black people could do more than just sports and entertainment.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, let me just like figure something out. And I've always been kind of like a nerd as a kid. I was always playing with computers and all of that. And I realized like at a very early age, remember back when MySpace was huge?
I do.
I didn't realize it was back then that we were all coding.
Yeah. We just didn't know.
Yeah, we were coding. So I realized that was something I was into. And so how I got into tech, I started working on this social music platform that I was developing with some people, and it was going to be a way for music producers and songwriters to easily get placements or like get together and like create on the platform. So we had spent like a year working on that. And then once we finished the platform, once we got the MVP together, I looked at it from like a consumer perspective and realized this platform is so convoluted that no one's going to want to use this. Like, you're just going to get on here and you'll be like, well, I'm here. What do I do now? And so we ended up just scrapping the whole thing.
Wow. How long were you working on that for?
Almost a solid year.
Wow.
Working on that. So then I decided to scrap that. But then just kind of moving around LA, I realized social media, like following, is kind of the currency here. So I was like, okay, there's a way I can monetize this. So then I created CrowdBoost, which is a Instagram growth service.
Okay.
So we help our users organically build their followings and their engagement. So I launched that actually while we're in the middle of doing the development of Pitchbox, and then like CrowdBoost took off. So I was like, oh, this might be my lane. Tech might be where it's at. So how I created Doly was while I was doing that, and people were kind of getting word that I was building like an app, because the social media platform was called Pitchbox. So people were getting word that I was doing an app. So people would come to me all the time. Hey, I have this app idea. I want to do this. I want to do that. Can you like give me some advice on how to do this? So after doing my research on trying to develop apps, I realized that typical app development is between 50,000 up to like $500,000, depending on like how complicated your platform's going to be.
That's real.
So when I would tell people this, you would see their dreams shatter almost instantly.
They were like, actually.
So after like seeing the 20th person just see their dreams just shatter when I tell them that, I was like, there has to be like an easier way to put this together or to like develop apps. So just kind of taking my prior knowledge, I went and I knew there was existing pieces of technology that we can kind of piece together. So I ended up hiring some developers overseas, and I was like, hey, I want to put this, that, and the third together. And then a couple months later, we got Doly, and we launched in April 2018. So we're approaching like our year anniversary, actually.
Well, so how is it going so far?
It's doing really well. We have 10,000 active users. Over 1,000 of them have like launched apps on our platform. So it's doing really well. And now brands are reaching out to us to build custom apps for them at the moment. So right now we're working on something for the W Hotel and a couple other brands right now we can't name at the moment. But as soon as they launch, we'll let you know. But yeah, we're working with some really big brands right now. So that's actually going to lead into phase 2 of Doly. So Doly is the mobile app builder platform. And then we're also going to have our custom app development. So say there's something that's not on our platform that you want to add. Instead of you going and like creating the whole app from scratch, we'll take the existing parts of our platform that we have, and then we'll custom create a feature and just plug that in there. So it will actually end up being cheaper than like building an app from scratch. And so we're going to start our pricing at $999, which is still very
reasonable for an app
development.
Yeah. So let's talk about your MVP, because you had to hodgepodge some things together in order to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what that process was like for you.
It took a lot of research, just kind of seeing what was out there. GitHub was like amazing during that. There's so many just like gems in GitHub that you can just use. So yeah, we just picked up a lot of different things, and like the whole the apps on our platform are based on the Ionic framework. So we just kind of picked up that, found some developers, said, hey, we want to put this in like almost like an open source platform, put it together. And it took a while to put it together. We had some errors here and there, but I mean, we're still like fine tuning a lot of things, but it's been an amazing process so far.
So as a new user and somebody who's actually looking to develop an app, what's my process like when I log on? What do I get to choose certain features? What exactly does that look like?
Yeah, so it's very easy right now. So you sign on, you just use your email. You go in, and it starts with templates, like which template do you want to start with? You pick one, and then you go in, and there's a list of features from video, audio, I'm like drawing blanks right now. What's on there? We have some of everything. E-commerce stores, and so you just go and you pick and choose and you add it, and you can literally customize your own app. You can even create a custom page. So you want to add several different features to just one page on your app. You can do that. And so once you create what you want, you can literally adjust the coloring, add your app logo, do your splash screen, which is like the first screen people see when they open your app. And then from there, you can go right to, you can download the APK, and we compile your app for you for iOS. All you have to do is take that, submit it to Apple and Google. So you will have to create your own developer accounts, and that's something Google and Apple, that's like necessity for
Their
them.
thing, yeah.
So at Google, it's a one-time fee of $25. You have a developer account. But at Apple, it's a annual fee of $99, and you submit it there. It's normally about a 2-week approval process from them, and then your app's in the store. And then you can go back in your dashboard, because we have a detailed analytics dashboard that shows where your users are coming from, what iOS they're downloading on, detailed sales records, what features are being used the most, and you can really just make smart business decisions just from your dashboard. And you can update your app from there too. So you can update it on our platform, and it'll automatically update your app in the App Store and users on their phones. You don't have to do anything extra. And you can do push notifications too. So say you have a store and you're like, oh, I'm running a sale. Instead of doing typical email marketing, you can just send a push notification to all the users that have your app and say, hey, we have this code on sale for the next 24 hours. And they know that because you push it right to their phone.
So you guys, that's super game changing, because I remember, so with my first company, we built an app, and literally Apple would deny me every single time. It took a month to get approved in the developer store when you're submitting an app. So do you have to go through that process of, are you guys guaranteed submission, or is it like, okay, you got to go fix some stuff, or how does that look?
I mean, if you get denied, obviously you can come back to us and say, hey, we got denied. No Apple will tell you why you got denied.
Oh, I got denied so many times.
We haven't come across that problem yet.
That's great.
But if there is a problem, obviously you'll come back to us and we'll do anything that we can to get your app ready to go.
How imperative do you think it is for a company to have an app?
I think it is the most important tool to have in this day and age. With everybody on their smartphone, research shows there's 2.5 billion smartphone users in the world. So imagine just getting 10% of those people, just having them download their phone. There's another report that shows smartphone users look at their phone on average 150 times a day.
Jeez.
So
I believe that.
I know. I mean, I probably have looked at it at least 200 times.
Right.
So it's emails, text messages, all of that. So, say you have a product that you want to push. Instead of doing traditional email marketing or giving Instagram ads, why not just reach your consumer directly on their phone? And then you just cut out the guessing game, because no one reads their emails anymore.
That's
Everyone
true.
gets so much spam in there, no one looks at it. But imagine being able to contact your consumer and tell them directly what you want on their phone. It's easily you're gonna have better customer retention and repeating customers easily. And you can handle customer service inquiries right then and there on the spot with your app. Because in our app platform, you have a messaging system too. So say users are having a problem, they message you via the app, you on the back end can address it, and then you have a happier customer that way. I think it's imperative. I think the future of sales and marketing is through mobile, because everything is there. And I don't think we've really even tapped the full potential of telecommunication just yet.
So my question is, how are you driving traffic to that application? Does your platform help with that, or is that on the business?
So you're asking, how do we help with customers getting on?
Exactly.
So that's definitely on the user on how to
you're so you built it. Good luck with that.
Yeah, we gave you the platform to build it. We're saving you tens of thousands of dollars. So take that tens of thousands that we just saved you
and put it in marketing. I feel it. 100%. So how does somebody gain access to that platform?
Oh, it's very easy. You just go to Doly.io. It's DLLY.io. Click build an app, and then you just sign in. You create a profile. Simply, you just add your email and password, and then you get started immediately.
So my question is, what is the most interesting use case that you've actually seen come out of your platform?
We've actually had a clothing line launch an app from our store, launched in April, so I would say they launched in June. And for some reason, the name is I'm drawing a blank on the name. But they've shown 3 times growth since launching an app, because they're able to communicate with their customers right then and there on the spot. they don't have to like convince their customers via app or Instagram to go to their website. All they have to do is say, hey, download our app. You get everything you need right here. And you can just direct market to your customer right then and there on their phone.
This is beautiful.
There's no guessing game. Everything's just right there.
So perfect. So I know you've had a conglomerate of other companies. So what are some other things that people should be checking out from you?
So Wing Zero right now is our parent company. We just rebranded into that very recently. So we have Crowd Boost, which is our Instagram growth service. That's actually driving the most traffic for us. It's like we're doing really well on that platform. We're going to launch a sneaker marketplace app within the next couple weeks. And then we're going to launch a creative agency